Business Games. Episode 9. Incentives for Performers.
Welcome to the official Business Games vlog, hosted by business influencer Marco Peterson. In these sessions, Marco links together sport and business to provide strategies, tactics, tips, and game plans on running your business more effectively. Years of business experience combined with the proven methodologies of the Alternative Board. These vlogs form a valuable source of knowledge for any business owner. And what better way to highlight the strategies needed to succeed in business than by referencing sport? So let's suit up and get into this episode of Business Games with your host, Marco Peterson.
Good day, business fans, and welcome to yet another exciting vlog. We're up to episode 9 in the series now. Although it's been a while since my last vlog, it's great to be back doing what I love. Much like a player who is sidelined through injury gets that thrill when returning to competitive play. Keep liking, sharing, and commenting, and if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. In today's episode, we're going to look at how incentives can benefit your organization. In sports, teams are incentivized for winning trophies, climbing the league ladder, etc. Individuals too can be incentivized to perform better. And as you know, top sportsmen and women can earn a fortune for being at the top of their sport. Most business owners approach employee incentives with mixed emotions. They want to provide some system that creates a sense of urgency and responsibility in their employees. But they don't want to give up too much of an already limited bottom line. Let me share my thoughts on employee incentives so that you can get the most out of your team. Here's what we're going to cover in this episode. Number 1, company levels or hierarchy. Number 2, different strokes for different folks. 3, structure. 4, communication. 5, timing. And finally, life cycles of incentive schemes. Right, number 1, company levels or hierarchy. Incentives need to be structured around the different levels within an organization. So not one program fits all. Think of a soccer team. The managers, coach, players, training staff, medical staff, ground staff, etc. They all have different functions and have different rewards. Depending on the size of your company, you may have between 1 and 4 levels. At the first level, most employees have their performance measured by job description. There are many other workers with that same job description. The incentive is also by position. The job description includes productivity measures, and they're rewarded for achieving those measures, i.e. production output based for a department or safety hours reached. Right, at the second level, these are the employees that supervise and coordinate the first level employees. They are rewarded based on how the entire group under them performs. So the incentives depend on helping as many of their direct reports as possible to earn incentives. Overall production targets comes to mind here. Third level. Above the supervisors, we have the managers. These are the people who have the authority to make decisions that will directly impact the bottom line. They are rewarded for profitability, but each one is valuable enough to warrant a custom plan, designed around the impact of each individual performance. Normally, these incentives are linked to additional KPIs over and above profit targets. Level 4. At the topmost level, we have the employees who we say, bring the meat. They are the handful of critical people whom we never ever want to be without, those star performers on the field. If you expect an employee to stay with you for life, then you need to offer a life-changing reward system. They have long-term benefits that accumulate. Share incentive schemes work well here. Number 2, different strokes for different folks. Just like in swimming, certain individuals do better at different swimming strokes. So too are employees motivated differently. People are motivated by different things. For some, money is a motivator. For others, recognition or helping the rest of the team is far more powerful. To develop a new incentive scheme, start with a few initial steps. Draw a matrix with monetary and non-monetary listed on the horizontal axis, and on the vertical axis, label for individual and team respectively. Next, populate the types of incentives to use for each quadrant. I've listed a few here to get you going. These might be social gatherings, commission, clothing, team bonuses. But please discuss with your team or me to refine the types of incentives that will be most impactful on your employees and thus your organizational goals. Number 3, structure. Next is to make a list of all the employees in your company, together with their roles in the business. Then plot whether they prefer monetary or non-monetary incentives, and furthermore, if they prefer individual or team rewards. Generally, your entry-level staff are more motivated by cash, while more senior staff and sales personnel need custom schemes. Which incentive works best for which employee may require some trial and error though. I would also suggest changing up the incentive program from time to time to keep it relevant to the company's current goals. There can also be more than one incentive for staff. Corporate clothing is a good example here, as a standard for all staff, and then look at individual rewards. Once you have the matrix, you'll find groupings of people in the same reward categories, which is then used to refine the incentive program even further. Number 4, communication. In order for incentives to be effective, they have to be understood. If an employee has to ask a manager, "How are we doing on the goal?" the incentive isn't working. The objective is for the employee to relate the work being done every day to earning the reward. Communication around incentives needs to be transparent, in particular when linked to profits. The structure of an incentive and when it will kick in also needs to be clearly understood by all staff. Each staff member needs to be aware of their role in achieving the target and hence the reward. This then extends to the entire department and divisions. Nothing will cause an incentive scheme to fail faster than poor communication. Number 5, timing. The last variable to consider when crafting an incentive program is timing. In order to be effective, an incentive has to be close to the actions that earned it. It also has to be frequent enough to continually reinforce behavior, but not so frequent as to be considered part of normal compensation. That's the issue with weekly or monthly incentives. If they are going to motivate behavior, the employees should be earning them regularly. If they earn them too regularly, then they start to expect them all the time. That makes it hard to change incentives, even when raising the bar. I would recommend a smaller quarterly incentive and then one annual one when it comes to cash payouts linked to profits. The non-monetary ones also need to be balanced, perhaps with an annual award ceremony. Also note that an annual bonus and an incentive are two different things. Incentives need to be aligned with other KPIs, not just profits, whereas an annual bonus may just be linked to profits. Number 6, life cycles of incentive schemes. In soccer, incentives may be introduced for winning the B League and then changed for winning the A Division and then again for winning the Champions League. All incentive plans go stale. Employees learn to game them. Worst of all, too many managers allow an incentive to remain in place long after the goals are being exceeded with ease and the bonus has just slipped into entitlement. There's one critical point to emphasize in any incentive program. That is, nothing motivates forever. Every bonus scheme has a lifetime. Any plan should be introduced with the caveat, this incentive is intended to motivate specific behavior and results, and that management reserves the right to modify or cancel it at any time. When you finally come up with a program that works, avoid the temptation to dust off your hands and walk away. It merely means you've bought some time until the next incentive scheme. Okay, business fans, it's time for this episode's Sportsperson's quote. I want us to all take a step back and take in this quote from Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the famous US track and field athlete. I quote, "The rewards are going to come, but my happiness is just loving the sport and having fun performing." Please apply this mindset in your business as well. If you and your staff are unhappy in your roles, but the rewards are high, then you're in the wrong job. Money doesn't bring happiness. Doing what you love to do does. That's it for this episode, sports fans. It was a pleasure to host you again. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and share with your network. Till next time, cheers for now.
Thank you for joining us. We are looking forward to hosting you again soon. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share these sessions with your network. This episode of Business Games was proudly sponsored by WeBuzz. Come connect and thrive.